So I just started my live stream, and as you guys can see, look what the HRRR is forecasting. Look at that, 4 inches for New York City. See some of that darker blues there? Let's go there. This, yeah, it's more close to 5 inches. Thing is, I really don't think the city's gonna get 5 inches of snow. I actually am forecasting more likely maybe 2 to 3 inches right now. It's actually sleeting, and there's actually a wintry mix outside right now. Sorry for the shakiness. I have a tremor. So it's there we go. What's coming down right now is not rain. We've already changed over to sleet. I can't really even hear it. Like it's kind of as like mixed with snow a little bit right now because it definitely is cold out. It's in the 30s already, but it's not really snowing. It's like I think it's raining. We look down, but it's definitely icy in nature. What's coming down? I'm gonna look at my AC vent. See what's coming down outside right now. Let's see. It's mostly rain right now, but there are some wet snowflakes that are already mixing in, as it's already in the 30s and the temperatures aloft are very cold. Yeah, it's definitely mixing now. Could be going to bed by around, I would say, by 12:30, 1 o'clock. Just gonna quickly let some of the people know that I'm live streaming. Just gonna let some of the people know. I'm just gonna put my phone down for a second. I'm just, yeah, I'm just trying to put the link out there, so just need a minute. So now, okay, I'm back now. I had to pause the live stream briefly so I could put the link out, and I got booted off the computer by my ableist staff, because it's 12, and basically they didn't give me any extra time to do my live stream because they're control freaks. That's that's the life of an autistic person. Being controlled, never given any opportunities. Actually, this is the life of a disabled person in general. Ableism is rampant here. My agency, my yeah, I'm definitely like going through a lot right now. Yeah, that's why I'm probably not gonna get to be a broadcast meteorologist. I mean, I could be wrong, and I definitely have ambitions to become a broadcast meteorologist because I don't want to sit behind a desk. I actually want to be in the field and report, do all that, like Jim Cantori and Mike Seidel and Mike Betties and people like also Reed Timmer. They're all my inspirations. Those four are my inspiration for why I want to be a broadcast meteorologist. Right now we're getting rain mixed with some sleet. Like actually, it's mixed with snow because when I'm looking down, I could at the street light, I could tell There's some shiny stuff coming down. Usually when it rains, you don't see that kind of stuff. But there's definitely mixed stuff coming down right now. And even though the HRRR is forecasting 4 to 5 inches for the city, that is way overdone. Like even the RAP model is showing very, very high amounts of snow. Let me go there right now. So, okay, let's go there. Okay, so let's go there right now. This is what the HRRR is showing for New York City. Let's look at the run. It's 4Z, the midnight run, hour 16, 20Z Wednesday. So this will be...
What does this mean?
Ugh. Sorry about that. So anyways, let's go to the... Oh, right. Now I gotta switch. Go, putting my charger. Now I'm down to 20%. Right. Oh, great. So RAP. Let's go to RAP right now. It's a 3Z run right now. Let's select sector view and go to Mid-Atlantic. You know, to show all states: Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, and the Mid-Atlantic, basically.
HRR.
Jeez. Right. Looks like I'm gonna have to go a little closer to that door since it's kind of too far from the Wi-Fi. Sorry if it's taking so long. I just want to show you guys some of the precipitation. Come on, there we go. Let's first go to total precipitation accumulation. Let's see. Yeah, sorry if it's like this. I mean, I got booted off the computer, so just gotta make do with this for now. I hate, ableists. Just wish they would treat me a little better. Just gonna go right to 39. This looks like the scrolling function isn't really working. There we go. Hey, Gaming with Marco 2019. Thanks for joining. Anyway, right now I'm looking at the. Come on, there we go. Try to stabilize it there. Basically, let me zoom in here. See, half an inch. See, showing 0.56 for the city. Come on. This never used to happen. Let's see, total precipitation accumulation. So yeah, basically a little over half an inch of QP of quantitative precipitation. And F stands for forecast. It's total quantitative precipitation there. So let's go now to 0Z. And it's basically going to show the difference between that run and this run. Actually, the midnight run showed less precip than this run, so it's actually a little funny. See? Yeah, look at that. 0.41. So you see, this run is actually more robust than the previous run. So it looks like the bulk of the precipitation is just a little further northwest. And let's look at the snowfall for that run. Alrighty. Even though these model runs are forecasting a lot more snow, let's see, this run is showing 3 inches for New York City. See? And this run is actually more rambunctious. It's showing 4.5 inches, close to 5 inches for New York City, just like the HRRR. So the HRRR, the RAP model have both been consistently showing basically between 3 and 5 inches of snow. I'm, however, not buying that forecast. I am calling for 1 to 2 inches. Reason for the city is because of the urban heat island. The fact there's just too much concrete. It's been pretty warm the past couple of days. It's been in the 50s. So I think maybe if you go further out on Long Island, it might be a little more. Maybe a little further west, it might be a little more. But I think in my general area, it's probably going to be between 1 and 2 inches. I mean, I always seem to get, the short end of the stick when it comes to snow. So you see right there what it's showing? 4.8. It's showing basically close to 5 inches. I mean, this winter is going to be pretty snowy, guys. I mean, there's a good reason for this. First of all, let me go to I'm going to change gears briefly. Let me go to sea surface temperature anomalies. Here we go. So I'm going to explain why this winter is going to be so cold and snowy. Um, if any of you understand climatics and teleconnections, you'll basically understand why I'm forecasting such a cold and snowy winter. Basically, the winter of 2012, 2013, with the exception of the November snowstorm, and the winter of, especially the winter of 2013, 2014, 2014, 2015, basically started out the same way. Kind of mild with some cold blasts, not much snow through much of December, but January, February, March, extremely snowy. Especially February. January, February were the snowiest months. In fact, Boston broke their snowfall record just for the whole winter in just the months of January and February. And that winter, it was very similar. The ocean temperatures were very similar to how they are this year. So you could see it's very warm in the Labrador region. Look at all that warmth there. I mean, look at all that. Look at all that warmth. First of all, you got the anomaly, Gulf Stream anomaly off the East Coast. You know, you have all that warm water there. I mean, look at that. And then look at off Labrador. I mean, look at off of the southeast coast of Alaska and part of British Columbia. Look how warm it is there. So basically, this is supporting a blocking pattern. This is supporting a blocking pattern east of the Aleutians. So in eastern Alaska, you're going to have a support of a big block and a blocking pattern here because you're going to have a high pressure system over Greenland and Newfoundland for most of this winter. So this is going to support a blocking pattern developing later towards winter. As the months of January, February rolls around, you will have neutral to negative conditions playing out for most of this winter. So yes, I am forecasting a very cold and snowy winter. Last year, this was different. This wasn't as robust, neither was this. So this is definitely more conducive for a cold and snowy winter. The fact that we're actually having a La Nada right now, so it's kind of new. Also with the fact we're having weak El Nino conditions and cold waters here. So this is definitely also supportive of maybe some weak subtropical influence, but not much. So we're kind of dealing with a very weak El Nino, which is also in favor of a very cold and snowy winter. If any of you remember 2013, 2014, 2014, 2015, we were dealing with very similar conditions. The Atlantic was very similar. The only difference was you didn't have this cold blob off of California and Oregon and Washington, but the coldest water seems to be off of the coast of Northern California and Southern Oregon. So we have some of the coldest waters. And this could be possibly related to some the cold, the currents, but also look at this. This is very supportive of what you would call a positive PDO, positive Pacific Decadal Oscillation. A positive PDO supports a positive PNA, which supports blocking, which supports a cold and snowy winter. In addition to a cold and snowy winter, this would also affect the polar vortex. But what affects the polar vortex more than anything? I don't know if you guys know of Dr. Cohen. Yeah, he's the guy who basically said. I actually met him at the second annual New England Weather Conference at Wachusett Mountain just the other day, and he actually said he was the guy who actually created the theory if Siberia gets more snow, you get more snow in the East Coast, and that is a true theory. Like, it verifies almost all the time. He explained that this year the snow in Siberia was above normal, but only one percentage point. So which means this winter, according to him, should not be below normal, but slightly above. But he says the last couple of years, because of influence of climate change, there's been some divergence in that pattern. But he says that it mostly holds true, and it definitely held true 2013, 2014, 14, and 15. And basically, this is also supporting of cold and snowy winter. It's not just snow in Siberia. Usually when you have very warm Arctic, you get more cold and snow in Siberia because of high pressure and then low pressure. So basically you have a big high pressure system developing over Siberia, and then that will cause low pressure here, and then high pressure over here, and then anyway, looking at this right now, this is also supportive of a very cold and snowy winter, because you're going to have coastal storms that are going to hit that anomaly and just bomb out. They're just going to explode. So it's not just the Siberian snow that you got to look at. You also got to look at ocean temperatures. And he factors that in as well, because ocean temperatures impact weather patterns. But this is my forecast for this winter. I'm forecasting 60 to 80 for Boston. 30 to 50 for New York City, which is up slightly above normal. There was a period of storms in New York City's history where New York City got over 40 inches consistently for the winters of '02, '03, 3 and 4, 4 and 5, and '05 and '06. Those 4 years in a row were 40 plus winters. And most of the snow in '05, '06 winter actually happened during during the second week in February when we had the February snowstorm of '06. The forecast actually called for 8 to 12 inches, but I had a feeling it was going to be more. They said 12 plus for Long Island. Storm actually shifted a little further north and west, and Central Park got its second biggest snowfall ever recorded. It was actually broken in the snowstorm of 2016. So 10 years later, in January 26, 2016, or January 23rd, 2016 is when Central Park broke its all-time record. In Queens Village, I actually saw also in the 20s. I actually didn't take any 30 plus amounts as I estimated that to be drifts. So my report was kind of on the low end in the low to mid 20s. But I'm forecasting for today. Let me get back on track. I'm forecasting 1 to 3 inches of snow for New York City, between 1 and 3 inches, with higher amounts being towards eastern Queens, with lower amounts being in the city and western Queens. I think my area should get between 2 and 3 inches. Because here, with all these buildings around, it's obviously going to be less because of the urban heat island. But if you go to maybe some of the parks and you measure like areas where it's more houses and no buildings, you might get a little more there. Like Forest Hills, Forest Gardens might get closer to 3 inches. Parts of Long Island might get maybe 3 to 4 inches. And also north and west, you could get some more too. So it's going to be a widespread, like 2 to 4 inches, but the city itself should get 1 to 3. That's what I'm expecting for tonight, and I need to basically sign off in just a few minutes because it's getting really, really late, guys. Like at 1 o'clock, I will be shutting off, and I will be sleeping until 7, and then I will make another live stream at that time when I'm kind of going to be at the thick of it. We could get a little more, especially if a really heavy burst comes in, but for now, I'm only forecasting 1 to 3 inches. And right now, it's back to mostly rain again. The precipitation's kind of letting up a little bit, and that's allowing a transition back to rain because with heavier precip, you get some dynamic cooling, basically evaporational cooling, basically. When precip gets heavier, some of the snow and sleet can actually make it to the ground, but if it's lighter and the particle is smaller, it melts easier. So, all right, I'm going to actually... All right, I got to tell a couple more people about the live stream. Got to share it right now with some of my friends. So I'm going to be pausing it temporarily. So I'm back, guys. I'm just going to try to change the title of the video. Oh, come on. No, cancel. I'm not into the stream. May just decide to change the title there. Nope, I can't change the title. Sharing a post. All right, great. I hate when talk to text ends up being mad. I tried to say A and it ended up being OH, so sorry for that little typo there. Anyway, guys, it's currently 12:42 a.m. right now, Wednesday, December 11th now. Yep. As I'm saying, yeah, and also I'm going to talk about the White Island volcano briefly. It had a major phreatic eruption, which is basically a steam-driven eruption. And of course, phreatic eruptions are usually caused by interaction of water and magma, which I believe was the case in this eruption as well. Water interacted with magma, and there was a huge buildup of steam pressure because there was a big increase in earthquake activity. So some magma definitely risen up, and there is a slight potential for a major volcanic eruption. The thing is, White Island has historically mostly had phreatic eruptions. So a volcanic eruption is pretty unlikely in my belief. But the thing is, never expect that it's only going to have phreatic eruptions. It's still a volcano, and it still emits volcanic gases, which means it could have a very powerful magmatic eruption, especially if volcanic activity continues to increase. That means that the magma chamber is getting higher and higher and higher. And throughout historic times, since the discovery by Captain Cook, who named the White Island for the white steam it emits, which is mostly toxic volcanic gases and steam as well, it may have a major eruption because the thing is, it outgases constantly, constantly, constantly. And maybe that outgassing is preventing a major eruption. But if this phreatic eruption somehow blocks more gases from escaping, or if the magma chamber finally decided to erupt for real this time, it's gonna be really massive because this volcano had not had a real eruption, a magmatic driven eruption, in a very long time. Because the last time it had a true magma driven eruption, where it's purely magma and gas driven, has not occurred in several thousand years on that volcano. It's been mostly phreatic, steam driven eruptions. And, a lot of mud explosions, nothing too serious until, basically the last time, what happened just the other day. And most of the people were killed by hot steam blasts. They were scalded by hot steam and pyroclastic flows. There were also some pyroclastic flows, which were several hundred degrees hot, which indicates that this could have been partially magma driven as well. But all indications right now is that this eruption was mostly phreatic in nature. And volcanic activity at the island, like tremor-wise, has been pretty consistent, but it's been high. It's been above background levels. But no indications of anything major happening now. But I believe they should definitely cancel all the tours to the island. And, the Prime Minister of New Zealand, Prime Minister Ardern, should definitely open up a criminal investigation, because how the heck do you bring tourists to an island knowing that that the volcanic advisory level went up, that there was a threat of an eruption like that? No one should have been allowed to go anywhere near that crater. They should have been kept at least hundreds of meters from the crater and not even allowed to go on that island in the first place. They should have been on ships watching the volcano from a distance and not going anywhere near that crater. I mean, there was a whole team of sulfur miners that were killed by another phreatic eruption about 104 years ago. So, yeah, that's definitely the responsibility of the tour company for what they did. They should take full responsibility for this. No forecast for the city. All right. I'm changing gears now. All right, I'm changing gears again, and I'm going to talk about the snowfall, the forecast for the city. Wait, my Wi-Fi just went out. All right, so anyway, I'm going to go back to the HRRR and look at the latest run that just came out. Anyway, yeah, I'm currently at the weather.cod site. Just waiting for it to load, since I'm pretty far from even though I'm in the next room, the Wi-Fi is not very good because the walls here in this apartment are pretty thick. So I probably have to be by the door just to get any signal. It says I have 2 bars, but still really poor signal. I need to go. Just give me a minute. There we go. I'm still stuck on the 4Z run right now. But as I said, at 1 a.m. I'm going to bed. So I got another 10 more minutes to stream, and then I gotta go. So anyway, the heaviest of the precip should be around the worst of the snow for my area should be right around 6 or 7 a.m. So I'm going to set my alarm for 7 a.m. and I'm going to go outside at that time. The snow should end, according to the run I'm looking at, right around 10 a.m. is when the snow should end for my area. So between 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. is when the snow should come to an end. It should come to an end on the east end of Long Island. Right, so at Montauk, the snow should end right around 11 a.m. Actually, not 11. Let's see, 17Z, which is should end around 1 p.m. So from east to west, it should end between 11 a.m. in the city to 1 p.m. on the east side of Long Island. That's how it should end. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So see, that is 1 p.m. local time here. Snow should be just about ending on Long Island, and then so this is heavy snow here. This is our, let's see, that's 11Z. That's 7 a.m. That's 7 a.m. right there. So this is 8 a.m. here. This is the 14Z run, and 14. Well, this is the 4Z run, and take away 4 from take away 4 from 4, you get 0. So that's midnight. So this is the midnight run. So this is 8 a.m. Well, this is not midnight run. This is the run for midnight hour local time. So this is 8 a.m. local time right here. So this is 12Z. So moderate snow should just be continuing until around, I would say 9 a.m. and then it should be quickly ending. I think the moderate snow might actually be ending by around between 7 and 8 is when the heaviest snow should end. And let's look, according to precip accumulation, total snow accumulation. There we go. This is looking at hour 1. So this is looking at hour 8. 8 a.m. in the morning. So C008, 12Z. That's 8 a.m. So it's saying 2.6 inches. It's saying it should be about 2 inches on the ground at this time at 8 in the morning. And by the time it ends, it's showing around 4 inches, basically 3 to 4 inches. So that's looking, I believe, at LaGuardia Airport, 4 inches. Maybe JFK, I don't know. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's the third level on the. That's level 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, that's looking at JFK actually. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's looking. 4.0. Okay, so 5 is the dark blue. See, anything above 5 is dark blue. And this is not the dark blue. That's more of a lighter shade of blue. So that's between 4 and 4.5 inches, according to the HRRR, and the RAP model is showing about 4.5. And the NAM Nest, which usually performs very well, it also performs very well. So the NAM Nest, the HRRR, and the RAP usually are the best performing models when you are looking at less than 15 hours out. They're usually really good. Usually. But you can't apply that rule every time. Like the NAM sometimes really screws up. Usually the best models to look at when you're looking several days out is the Euro. The Euro is also a high-resolution model, just like the NAM and the HRRR, except it goes out a week instead of several days. So this is looking at the NAM 3KM, the high-resolution NAM. Try to fix that there. So this is looking at. Come on. I don't know why that happened. It just, all of a sudden, my phone just started acting up. All right. 13Z. That's 9 a.m. here. So what it's showing here? Showing light to moderate snow in New York City at 9 a.m. So this is 10. So this is looking at 11 a.m. So you see, at 11 a.m. snow should be ending in the city. So between 10 and 11 a.m. is when snow should be ending, according to this run. And looking at total snowfall accumulation at the 10-to-1 ratio, the 3 kilometer NAM shows about a little over 3.5 inches, closer to 4. So some areas get 4 inches. I see some 4 inch stuff in there, but it's kind of disorganized here. Let's go to the NAM itself. The NAM also is kind of funky. Like the NAM itself is kind of weird. Like it's not uniform like what the high resolution has been showing. The GFS also is showing some 4 inch amounts east of New York City, like along east of New York, like East New York City eastward is going to show more snow. Come on, there we go. 1 second. There we go. This is right now. Let's go to our 12Z, 8 a.m. This is 11 a.m. See, snow should just be ending around 11. Showing north to northeast winds. Anyway, let's look at total precip accumulation here. Come on, would you load already? For Christ's sake. So most of the models, so an average between the NAM 3KM, which shows about 3.5 inches, 3.6. The RAP, which is showing, the HRRR, which is showing 4, and the RAP, which is showing 4.5. So 4.5 plus 4, which is going to be 8.5, 8.5 plus 3.6, which is going to be 11.6. You divide 11.6 by 3, and you get something around a little over 4 inches, basically. So you get 11.6, divide that by 3. So, okay, 3, 6, 9, 12, right? So, okay, actually, no, it's 3.5, it's 4.5 plus 4.0, which is 8.5, and then 8.5 plus 3.6 would actually be 12.1. So it's basically showing a little bit over 4 inches. So basically right about 4.05. So the average of those three models, the NAM, 3KM, the RAP, and the HRRR, showing an average of 4 inches for my area. But of course, I am showing much less. I'm predicting much less than 4. I'm predicting 1 to 2 inches, 1 to 3. Could be wrong. I could be underestimating. Could be over. I actually might even be underestimating it. Like I might be saying 1 to 3. I might end up only getting an inch. Or I might be saying 1 to 3. I might end up getting 4 to 5. I don't. Just like the models are anticipating. But right now I'm calling it just 1 to 2 inches. That's my take on this. Oh, come on. 6Z. It should be snowing by. It should be snowing. The changeover should happen very shortly. NAM has. Oh, look at that. Huh. 0.64. That's what I'm so confused about. It's a little unusual. So I'm going to compare those 4 models now. Let's see. All right, so the NAM is showing basically, looking at total snowfall accumulation 10-to-1 ratio. Jesus Christ. Things up freezing on me all the time. You clicked on it 5 times, it should work by now. See, I have 2 bars right here. Yep, finally it's working now. See that? There's some inconsistencies. She's showing a general, like, she's showing 3 inches. So, yeah. The wrap right now is showing the least. Let's look at the GFS. Hold on, I gotta get closer to the door so we can get a better Wi-Fi coverage. See GFS forecast system right here. Total precip accumulation. So I'm gonna go to Mid-Atlantic right now. Hmm. 0.73. Am I even reading that correct? That's showing a heck of a lot of precip there. And Steve, how much of that is going to be snow, though? GFS is forecasting quite a bit of precip. In fact, some of the models have been shifting just a little further west now. Let's see. Let's see, shall we? GFS usually always shows underestimating of snowfall. Look at that. Wow. Huh. I'm actually quite impressed. It's showing some 5-inch amounts for Eastern Long Island, 4-inch amounts for New York. It all depends on how far and west that precip gets, according to the GFS. But some of the latest models have been trending a little further to the west. So I'm still forecasting 1 to 3. I'm not changing my forecast yet. And it's still sleeting outside, but now it's in the 30s, even though the high resolution models were forecasting 40s right now. So yeah, it's a little cooler than I expected. Well, cooler than the models expected too. Because right now it's 1 a.m. It's about 38 degrees outside right now at 1 a.m. And the current temperature outside. I'm going to go by the NAM though. It's actually 1 a.m. right now, which is, I'm going to put it at about 3Z. Which is 11, actually not, see? 47 degrees. It was already sleeting by this time. 6Z is actually 1 hour from now. That's actually 2 a.m. And look what it shows. At 2 a.m., 40 degrees. It's already in the 30s out. I'm actually going to turn on the no-weather radio. It's showing 40 degrees at 2 a.m. And currently turn on my radio. I'm going to show you what the current temperature is outside. Here we go. Time to turn this on, guys. It showed midnight temperature should be in the low 40s. Let me show that again. Midnight temperatures. See, 3Z. That's 11 a.m. 47 degrees. And a chance of snow after midnight. Chance of snow in the morning. Chance of snow in the morning. Yep. Nah. Visibility less than 1 nautical mile in the morning. That sounds like it's kind of heavy. Okay, they're doing the coastal water forecast right now. So let's look at the NEXRAD right now. And I'm going to currently show you guys where the heaviest precipitation. Yes, I'm doing the live stream a little longer than I expected because I want to basically time when the heaviest snow is going to come in so I don't miss it or wake up too early and it's still like doing this outside. So, alrighty. There we go. Looks like the heaviest stuff is staying to the northwest. Darn it. A lot of bright banding here. I mean, it's already sleeting where I am, so. There's a whole train of precipitation coming up. So let's go down to, all the way down to Sterling, Virginia, which is the DC area. I'm trying to basically track the precip from there. And I will try to time when it's going to get really heavy. Chicago, 17 degrees. Boston, 38. Let's see if New York City's even over here. It says New York City, 45, 41.7. It's weird because last report had it in the 40s. Had it around 40 degrees like an hour ago. Temperature's only supposed to be going down right now. Let's look at the radar here. Yeah, there's definitely some heavy precip coming our way. Yeah, so changeover should begin pretty shortly, I guess. Let me turn on the radio again.
Low tide is at 12:33 a.m. Wednesday and 1:24 p.m. Wednesday. At the Battery, high tide is at 7:07 a.m. Wednesday and 7:38 p.m. Wednesday. Low tide is at 1:05 a.m. Wednesday and 1:54 p.m. Wednesday.
Guys, 10 more minutes, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna just wait for the next run of the wrap. Yep, the last run of the wrap is coming in right now. The 5Z is coming out right now. I'm still waiting for it to load. There we go, 5Z. Look at the way he said 20. He's like 20. Oh, he's like, he says it so funny. I really miss Tom. And for New York City, 10 to 11. And now they're gonna talk about the 5 boroughs. Bronx, Westchester. Yeah, now they're talking about the 5 boroughs too. Yeah. And Southern Nassau. Yep. Southeast Suffolk. Yep. Huh. 1 to 3 inches. That's my forecast. Ah, nice. The National Weather Service is right up my alley. That's exactly what I was thinking about. Huh. On. Yep.
Here is the latest weather map discussion. Periods of rain will continue through this evening as a cold front passes through the region. A weak disturbance will develop along the front, allowing moisture to continue to be drawn into the area.
So let's see. Anything changes?
Overnight and into early Wednesday morning.
Oh wow, look at that. 8 a.m. Still heavy snow. Oh, look at that. 10 a.m. Still moderate snow. Look at that. Last batch of heavy snow. Boom. 11 a.m. now. Yep, ending between 10 and 11. And let's look at total precipitation accumulation for this run before this phone dies, before my iPod dies. Total precip accumulation. Let's see if anything changed. Because the last run had it up to about half an inch QPF. Look at that, 0.51. Yep.
Winter weather advisory in effect until 11 a.m. this morning. Rest of tonight, rain and snow. Snow accumulation around an inch. Cooler with lows.
Well, they increased it a little bit. So yeah, 4.1.
Chance of precipitation 90%.
Tonight.
Wednesday, cloudy with snow likely.
1 to 3 inches.
1 to 3 inches.
Yeah, 1 to 3 inches.
Much cooler with highs in the upper 30s. Northwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Becoming westward gusts up to 20 miles per hour in the afternoon. Chance of snow 70%. Wednesday night, mostly clear.
Upper 20s.
Lows in the mid-20s.
Look how he says 20s.
Miles per hour.
He always says it like 40s.
Sunny.
Upper 20s.
Highs in the mid-30s. North winds 5
It sounds like 40s.
per hour with gusts up to 20 miles per hour.
Look how he says 20s.
In the afternoon. Thursday night, mostly clear.
Listen
in
to
the
that.
evening, then becoming mostly cloudy. Lows around 30.
Okay, sorry.
Winds
Darn it.
around 5 miles per hour. Friday, mostly cloudy. A chance of rain in the afternoon.
Upper 40s.
Highs in the upper 40s.
Boom.
Chance of rain 40%.
This is the first time I'm listening to it in several days.
Forecast. Friday night, rain.
Low 40s.
Not as cool with lows in the mid 40s.
40s, yeah.
Chance of rain 80%. Saturday, cloudy.
Low 50s.
Rain, mainly in the morning. Highs in the mid 50s.
50s.
Chance of rain 80%. Saturday night, mostly
Mid
cloudy.
30s.
Lows in the lower 40s.
Or 40s.
Sunday, partly sunny. Highs in the upper 40s. Sunday night, partly cloudy. Lows in the mid 30s. Monday, mostly sunny. Highs in the lower 40s. Monday night,
Upper
mostly
20s.
cloudy with a 50% chance of rain.
Mid 30s.
Lows in the lower 30s. Tuesday, mostly cloudy with a 50% chance of rain.
Mid 40s.
Highs in the lower 40s. The coastal waters forecast from Sandy Hook, New Jersey to Fire Island in Yorktown 20 nautical
Small craft advisory.
small craft.
Yep.
Advisory in effect through this afternoon.
Not a surprise because it's windy out today.
North winds around 50 knots with gusts up to 25 knots in the afternoon. Seas 4 to 6 feet. Snow and rain in the morning.
Yeah. So I just turned off my radio. I just turned off my radio. As I was looking at, the RAP is showing a slight increase in accumulation. It's actually showing more for this city, which I don't really buy. I don't know why it's showing more for the Long Island. I honestly don't know, but I guess this is what I call it a night. I'm expecting 1 to 2 inches, just like the National Weather Service did. I'm not buying any of those high-resolution models. I'm sorry, guys, but guess what? Things never work out my way, so, Let's look at the GFS. I haven't even looked at the midnight run of the GFS. But the 18Z looks like there's going to be a big storm, but you know what? I ain't buying that. I bet when I'm looking at 15 days, it's going to show hardly any snow, besides that, for my area. You know, like it may show a big storm, but then probably ain't going to happen. Now it looks like the big storm we were supposed to get in a week is now going to be all rain, which is really disappointing. Look at that. See this here? So I'm looking at the models right now. What the heck? This is supposed to be... there we go, finally. It's supposed to be a storm for New York City, but look at that. Rain. Rain, 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 rain. Nothing, 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 nothing. See that? I was right. Haha. And I'm going to go to snowfall. I didn't even have to look at snowfall. I already know most of the snow will be north of the city. I didn't even look at the midnight run yet. And look at that. Ha, ha, ha. I was right. Huh. And look at the 18Z run. Can't ever trust an 18Z run. Because they only do balloon launches at the midnight and midday run. So 12Z and 0Z runs. That's when they do the balloon launches. And look at the 18Z. Yeah. Hey, that ain't gonna happen. Look at all that snow the 18Z model run of the GFS was forecasting. Of course, I'm gonna go to Euro 2, but I don't. Of course, the Euro is much more accurate, and I bet the Euro is gonna show the same crap as the GFS. So, alrighty, let's look at the Euro. Of course, that's the rainstorm that's coming up. Even though it looks like it's a coastal storm, let's look at thermodynamics. Let's look at 850 millibars, and voila. Look at that, all that warmth. I didn't even look at the 12Z run of the euro today, so because I'm basically spending all my time looking at GFS. Oh wow. Oh, huh. Wow, I kind of like the euro. Look at that. Huh, look at the euro. Holy crap. I did not see that coming. Still shows mostly rain for the coast, but still that's a lot more closer to the coast than the euro. I mean, than the GFS. I guess I could. And look what the Canadian is showing here. Close call here. Huh. And looking at the GFS. Yeah, GFS showing something completely different from both of the euro and the. I mean, look at the GFS. Oh my god. Yeah, that's showing something completely different from the euro. Euro showing the storm here. GFS is showing the storm here. Like completely different. Yeah, so I guess I'm just gonna stay up for the euro run. I'm gonna see if what's his name is streaming right now. If NSFW Weather is streaming, because he does a really good job. All right, guys. Okay. Come on. It says I'm live. It's still not even doing. All right, guys. I'm ending the live stream right now. I'm predicting 1 to 3 inches for New York City, 2 to 4 in Long Island, 2 to 4 west of the city. I think my area should see maybe closer to 3 inches because I'm a little further east, and that's what maybe a heavier band should set up towards the end. I might see a 4-inch amount, but I'm expecting 1 to 3 inches. 1 towards west, towards Manhattan, maybe 2 inches. Actually, no. You know what? I'm gonna make a call right now. I am forecasting 2 to 4 for the city. You know what? 2 in Manhattan, 2 in like 2 to 3 in Eastern Queens, 3 to 4 in Eastern Queens. My area should see about maybe 3 inches. I'm forecasting a dead even between 2 and 3 inches for Queens, 3 to 5 for Long Island, 2 to 4 for New York City, with 2-inch amounts in the city. Maybe even some areas might see under 2 because of, urban heat island effect. I'm ending the forecast. Before you go, I want you to go to Twitter. If you know NSFWWX, follow him. He's doing a live stream on Twitch right now. Really good guy. Please follow him and watch his live stream. Bye.